Hello and welcome back for another video from Nottingham Music Excellence. So in this tutorial I'm going to play Study in C from the Saxophone Grade 1 Exam Pieces book, and then I'm going to say a few words about the piece, what you need to do in there to make it sound really awesome, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to play along with me at a reduced speed with my metronome clicking, just to see if you can play it in a really tidy and precise way. Hope you enjoy the tutorial. Here we go. Okay, so you've heard the music. Let's say a few words about some of the details in there and what you need to do to make this sound really awesome. So I think first of all, the obvious thing to say is to talk about the short, neat staccato. So I think just be careful on this that you don't just tongue the notes. It's not about just tonguing the notes, but can you play them really short and neat? So think of those quavers. Instead of thinking of them as quavers, think of them as perhaps like a semiquaver with a semiquaver rest. So really short. And then I think just to make it a little bit more tuneful, play the crotchets as full crotchets. So the short notes really short and precise, and then really full on the longer notes. So and also notice on this piece they've given you the breath marks on there as well, so they've put a little tick at the end of every 4 bars. I think if you can get that instead of every breathing every 2 bars, again it would just help the thing sound not only like a study, but it would just help it sound a little bit more tuneful. And there are some really clear dynamic contrasts here, really sort of black and white dynamics, forte, piano, well actually it says MF. But still fairly loud, so you can start the piece with a nice confident sound. And then if you contrast that, bar 9. Be careful how quiet you play that. The quieter you play, it'll actually get a bit more difficult. So you might want to not go too quiet there. But then for the ending, you can goes to forte, it says there, doesn't it? So you can really sort of, actually on the other extreme, if you play it too loud, you might lose some of the quality, and you might sort of lose a bit of that staccato. So just gauge carefully how loud you're going to play those last 8 bars. And then maybe for the ending. So I think when I've heard 1 or 2 pupils play this, when they're in the early stages of playing it, they tend to play each little bit very separately. So da 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 da, and they tend to have a lot of gaps in there. So I think just be careful you don't add extra sort of time into the music. Try and keep it really consistent, and just breathe in a way that you can sort of steal a bit of time from the music without adding time to the music. So what I mean is, on the first 4 bars, for example, after those 2 crotchets, the F and the E, you need to steal a bit of time from that E so that you get in the next bar at the right time. So you just steal a split second. And of course, try not to stop. One of the difficult things about playing a study, I think, is you're on your own, probably a bit nervous in the exam. And if you make a little trip up here and there, if you make a little stumble on some of the notes, it's very easy to stop. Remember, in the exam, one of the criteria is that you play through consistently without stopping. So I can tell you that stopping in the music does definitely deduct marks. Obviously, the grade 1 is grade 1. They're not going to be too harsh with you, but try not to stop and just keep going. The other thing about playing a study is, of course, that it's a bit of a lonely place. I mentioned this on another video, actually. A lot of examination rooms and ABRSM exams, sometimes they can be in sort of big halls or churches or, you know, places like that. Can feel a bit of a lonely, intimidating thing to do if you're just out there and on your own and there's no piano accompaniment to back that up. So just be prepared for that, and make sure you're ready to sort of play on your own with a nice confident sound. And so just to summarize and repeat again, so I think for the finishing touches of this study, just try and make it sound like a piece of music and not necessarily just a study. So I think, again, on those full length notes, just really make sure they sing out, and you've got you can make it as tuneful as you can. So I think that's it for the tricks and tips on this one. It's fairly straightforward and self-explanatory. Okay, over to the play along section. So I want you to have a go at playing it now with me, and I'm going to do it at under speed a little bit, at a steady tempo with my metronome. See if you can play along with me and stay in time with me and get it really accurate. Here we go. Okay, so I think that wraps it up for studying C. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Best of luck for grade 1 exam, and I'm sure you'll get a wonderful mark, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.